Okay, I'm done cutting. This is the second batch, and I strongly recommend not to mix the batches because it's going to be more complicated to assemble if you do so. So what we will need is we will need threaded rods. I already pre-cut them and they are longer than I need. I will cut them to final length once I assemble the chair. So it's 27.5 inches or 70 millimeters around. This one is a leftover, a little bit shorter, but it's okay. So I already have nuts and washers so that I don't lose them. I pre-cut them with this one, with this hand saw. Usually I use grinder, but because it's late and I don't want to disturb any neighbors, I use this one. We will need white glue, wood glue, any kind, sponge, foam brush, 2 spanners, 14, 15, 6 bolts, and by the way, all of those are 3/8 of an inch or 10 millimeters, and 10 millimeter nut fits the 3/8 threaded rod, no problems. If you don't have metric, by inches. If you don't have inches, by metric. And we have the first batch, the first half. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the longest parts, and as you can see, I placed them at the end of the sequence. So I will only take the longest ones, which are the armrest, and I will put this down for now. I'll put it here. And I will lay down the parts. Now, as you can see, the color is different. So this is the nice color, and this one is not so nice. So this part will be inside of the chair on the right side of the sitting person. So it's going to be like this. That's how you know that this is going to be the right armrest. This one. And to assemble the armrest, we will need to combine these two pieces like this on both sides of the armrest. So it's going to be like this, and then there's going to be a piece of, this is a middle piece. And I strongly recommend always pre-assembling the things so you don't mess up. Yeah, and this one goes, and you can see I already make some mistake. So yes, this is how we're going to assemble. Now I will demonstrate it again. So this is the nice side, this is going to be the middle, this is going to be the outer side, and this is going to be. And this construction, it looks not so reliable, but believe me, even without glue, it holds well with just 2 bolts. And this hole is just for logistics, for the rope. So I will take some scrap plywood here, and I will put it below here so that we can put the bolts like this. Now I will apply glue here with a foam brush, and then I will put the next layer. Then I will apply glue here, and then I will put the next layer, and then this one, and then I'm going to clamp it. By the way, I forgot to mention that I will use some clamps. I will use 6 clamps. The wood glue is not very fast drying glue, so there is no rush, and you can also be generous because all the excess glue will go out. By the way, you will need a manual also, and you will need a cloth to wipe the mess. Okay, so I will now I will distribute the glue evenly with the foam brush. Maybe it's not the best tool. Tell me guys in the comments if you know a better way. Maybe a roll. And as you can see, I didn't sand the hair off, and it's intentionally because I will apply body filler and then I will sand with 120 grit. There's no point in sanding it earlier. Now I'm going to put washers and nuts. Those are temporary. I will take them off after glue dries. And you already can see that the armrest is strong just because we have the bolts in, not because it's glued. Okay. Now let's see how straight it is. Okay. Let's align everything. This operation requires some precision, and that's why we don't have this in Simba Pro, because we have alignment holes there. So in Simba Pro you don't need to do this manually. This will be done by your CNC machine. I'm focusing more on the outside than on the inside. Nobody will see there, so it's more important to get nice and even surface on this side of the armrest. And this task is why I invented Simba Pro, because this one I can't delegate this to anyone. I need to do this myself to make sure everything is smooth and even. And if I ask someone to do this, they most probably will screw up. So I think that's the straightest I can get. And whatever is missing, if I made it not perfectly straight, I will sand it out. The first armrest is ready, and we will leave it aside. Again, we have two nice sides. We have nice sides on this, and we have not so nice here. That's what I was saying about the patches. So we will assemble it like this. We will not tighten it, because otherwise, if we tighten it here, this will not be glued perfectly. Okay. We pre-assemble everything to make sure that we're doing the right thing on the right side, and then we will glue. I will apply glue. So I started to make this chair at 4 p.m. It took me 4 hours to cut. By 8 p.m. I had the parts, and then I had dinner, some rest. Now I will glue this, and by morning I will have everything to start. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I shouldn't be talking. And by the way, we missed one step with the armrest, the glue. We need to wipe the glue off, the excess glue, to make sure we don't need to sand it off later. Okay, now we're going to take the second half of the chair, and we're going to perform the same procedures for the left armrest and left back leg, and then we will glue the back and the seat. Again, we are having this part is nice side on the right side, so this is the left. This is going to be the left arm rest. Pre-assembly. Everything fits perfectly, and we have enough parts. It's already good. Some of you may think why I'm using so many tiles to make an armrest. Why don't I use just a solid piece of wood? And this was designed this way because I wanted this chair to fit in small CNC machines. This particular modification allowed 10 times more people to cut this with their machines because there is more small machines than large machines in the world. That's why I want to make my design as scalable as possible. And I don't mind a little bit of gluing. It makes the plywood even stronger. We will start with the seat. And as you may remember, where the first batch is the right side, so this is going to be, this has a nice side here and not so nice here, so this will be right side, and we will assemble it this way. We will place a spacer here like this, and I will take a small threaded rod There will be one piece here for symmetry. So these are the seat parts from the second batch. Oh my god, that's terrible, but we will handle it. So these are the left side. Perfect. And we have one left. It's okay because we have one in the middle. So this is the seat. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I will glue every piece like that with the neighbor, but I won't glue them all together. I won't glue them all together because there could be damage like this when you glue, or like a shift, and we need to assemble the whole chair to make sure it's properly aligned, and we need to make it maintainable. So also, if you glue these parts, all of them together, then it's going to be really hard to sand and finish here. So we want them in pairs, and the sides we will glue them together, some of them. So to make it easy, I will just glue only on this side. Okay, let's do them like this. And I still want to distribute this evenly, because if I don't, most of the glue will just stay here. And we are going to do one here. Okay. There will be no forces or pressure on these parts, on these joints, the one that we glue now. I'm just gluing them so the parts are together, so they're easier to sand, easier to finish, easier to assemble, easier to align. You may actually assemble everything without gluing and then maybe spray the whole chair, but I tried that. It just takes a lot of time. It just takes much longer and much more lacquer or whatever you're using for finishing, because spray, HVLP spray, consumes a lot of liquid. I will use this as a straight line. And now I'm going to align everything to make sure that all the spacers are flush. Again, this alignment work is only needed in Simba Simple. In Simba Pro, this process is automated. And the last part of the assembly is the back rest. Okay, but this one I will not glue it right away. I will put these things first. I will apply glue on every side here, and I won't apply it. It will be. And I will apply glue on these things here. Now, I care only about the neighbors. They should be flat with each other, but I don't care the every second piece is not glued, so no need to try hard to align everything. I align only those pieces that are glued together. Okay, we're done with gluing, and the last thing I want to do today is body filler. Now, if you buy expensive plywood, you don't have this problem, but if your plywood is not perfect and there are sometimes holes, and this particular plywood is very good, but as you can see here, there is a void that we need to fix, and this one dries in 30 minutes, so I don't want to wait tomorrow. I want to start finishing right away, so I will do it today. Okay, that's it for today. Now the parts will dry, the glue will dry, and tomorrow we will sand them first. Then I'm going to put lacquer sealer, and then I'm going to put lacquer.